Hey everybody, welcome back to Storybook Honey. Leah and Dad here. Today we are doing mite washes. Dad's behind me right now. He's working on collecting the bees for the washes, and I'm over here recording and doing everything he needs behind the scenes. So I'll hand the camera over to Dad and he'll do some explaining.
Yeah, so today we're doing mite washes. This is earlier than I normally do it. But you know, you guys know I'm after the genetic line of trying to figure out the trait that takes care of these mites naturally. But I'm doing it at the queen level. So what I'm doing is I mite wash anything with a count of 1 this spring. I am treating right away because I don't want the worker brood to suffer through going through mites. And when I find 0 mites, which I have a couple, I will make queens from that queen. She'll be my breeder, and I'll go back through all these that scored high mite loads with 1 or 2 or 3. I've had as many as 8 today, and we'll replace that queen with this new batch. And I'm gonna do the same thing in the fall, except in the fall I'm gonna do what they call a Harbo score. But I'm gonna be more active with mite washes just because I'm trying to get ahead of Varroa. And you know, this year everybody's doing really well. Actually, the supers that we're on, I had honey supers on about two weeks ago. I put on. There's probably 3 or 4 frames already full of nectar. It isn't quite capped yet, but they got some weight to it. So basically, all I'm doing is I'm looking for the right frame, because and unfortunately, guys, I know this sounds horrible, and it was really hard for me to begin with, but you end up killing bees. A half a cup of bees is about 300 bees. But what I'm doing is I'm killing the mites that are on the bees. And I'm taking that information and doing it. So those 300 bees suffer or sacrifice themselves so I can treat the rest of the colony with some naturally, it's oxalic acid is what it is. It's formed in spinach. It's safe to have honey supers on, but it works on the mites. So one other thing I'm doing when I'm doing my spring cleanup here is I'm going through checking the brood, counting how many brood frames I've got, because I'm also looking for swarms. You know, when there's a huge spring buildup of brood, they're repopulating themselves, and I'm also taking my spring feeder. I start feeding them once they started flying, and I knew there was nothing out. So they've got this empty. I haven't put anything in it, so the nectar in the supers is actual nectar. It's not from here. But anyway, so I've already done this. Leah, you want to follow me? Here, one we've already mite washed. This is off the end one, over and over. Unfortunately, there was 8 mites in this one. These are just solo cups. There's 2 of them stacked on top of each other, and they came from scientificbeekeeping.com. Randy Oliver designed these. Quite honestly, he gives a video and shows you how to make them yourselves. 1, for time, I just ordered them, and 2, then this way I got a prototype to copy from. But I kind of like it because I can have several of them all lined up, and you know, I can mite wash, go back to the shop or in the garage, and then go through and count them to be more accurate. But, so back to the process. I found a frame, made sure the queen wasn't on it, and then I shook them into this bin. All the adult forage bees flew off and went back to the colony. These are the young ones that just emerged, and this is the ones that the mites would be on. So I've got a little half a cup. This is actually an old cup that I measured out a half. I lost my other measuring cup. It'll show up, but all I'm going to do, let's get my cup ready. And what I have in the cup is water and Dawn dish soap. So that's roughly 300 bees. And then I'll put a cap on it. They'll suffocate real quick. It's real painless. They don't suffer. And then I'm gonna let that sit and soak. I'll let them. It takes about a minute or so for the mites to wash off the bees. So once I do that, I come over here and I take the rest of them and dump them back in the little nerve-wracking the first time you do this because you don't want to wash the queen in there. That would be really disastrous. But I'm always looking for the queen, and I see her. When I see her, I pull her off to the side and put her in a different box just so I don't have to mess with her. But I always triple check the frame before I shake it. So that one was queen. So now, while that is soaking, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together and I'm gonna check the bottom box. Leah, you wanna show your part of the step?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Dad showed you his part. Now I'm gonna show you my job. So these have been sitting in here for about a minute, and I'm just gonna gently swish them around for about 30 seconds. Okay, after I finish swishing this around, I'm just gonna gently lift this up, and all the mites are gonna go down into the solution, and I'm gonna count them. This one isn't a really good example because there are none. You can see that. There are no mites in this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these slabs that have the date on it, and right next to it I'm gonna write how many are in there. The ones that have one or none don't get treated, and the ones that have over one will get treated. So this one is good and it won't get treated. This one has 0 in it, Dad.
Woohoo!
So we're just gonna repeat that process till we get through all the hives, and we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We're looking for 0s. This gives me another breeder queen possibility. I think this is one that I made last fall. I have to go back and look at my record, but I'm pretty sure this is one I replaced. I replaced this queen and the one down there. Now that queen had 8 mites, so she's the one we're gonna replace. But one little thing I'm doing this time, because I'm out here doing things, I don't necessarily have my notebook. So this is a piece of vinyl, and I just cut them into different squares like a notepad, and we're writing the date and the mite count. And then I'm going to stick this above the lid, so I always have it. So if I'm hopping through here and I just happen to want to see what the mite count is, I'm probably going to do this once a month, especially on the ones that score 0, because I want to know if they ever have a mite buildup. The ones that have 1 or 2 and 8 are going to get treated just because we want honey this year. So anyway, we've got the last 3 here, and we should be set. Super happy how this one turned out. I'm glad we got another 0. So I think that's it for this episode, and spring is here and it's a glorious thing. So everybody, be safe.